Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're sitting on the north spawn of Erlenberg, and it's under the command of EbonyPegasus. Now, EbonyPegasus is about to be team killed by a member of her team, the T25-2. And so I'm going to bring up the visual so you can see. Game has just started. EbonyPegasus is moving away to her firing position. Look at the T25-2 following him, FacuCarbonero. Now she moves to a firing position. The T25 rams her and she backs away to get away from him. And what happens? He starts pushing her into the water. Now he's ramming her, doing team damage. That's it, pushing her deeper into the deep water. The Jackson comes over, and EbonyPegasus couldn't work out why the Jackson did this, so thought that he might have been trying to prevent team damage, and there you go. EbonyPegasus is now drowned. FacuCarbonero is now turned blue, and to add insult to injury, he's now trying to shoot the wreck. I think the Jackson may have been trying to stop FacuCarbonero from doing the damage, been trying to kill the Arty. And he's just moving off after doing the team damage. And I suspect he's about to be hit, because I seem to recall being told that yes, he did do team damage. He's now pushing a tank that is actually stationary or AFK at the moment, the Panther, and he's just trying to push the Panther about. And EbonyPegasus is saying she's going to report him and send him, put him on Facebook, and he'll be in a video. And people are now starting to shoot FacuCarbonero, but he's still trying to push the Panther about, and people are shooting T25-2, and now he's dead. And it was the Jackson who killed him, so the Jackson was probably trying to prevent the M44 from being killed by putting himself behind the M44 to block the T25-2. Now I think this was not only intentional killing, but it's actually intentional killing by a homophobe, because EbonyPegasus believes that the only reason that the T25-2 team killed her was because of her her name, EbonyPegasus, and that she is some form of transsexual or whatever. Well, that's no reason to team kill anyone. Completely ridiculous excuse to give for team killing. But they are now down. They're now out by 3 tanks rather, even though they've lost 2 of their team. And that's a bit surprising, but that may be because they've got some fairly good team players out there who are able to compensate for the fact that they've lost 2 of their team. Now, I'd like Wargaming to look at this, because if it turns out that this was a team killing for just because somebody happens to be a transsexual or have a different sexual preference, then that definitely should be investigated and action taken against the player concerned. It's not only against Wargaming's rules to team kill, it's also something that would get you automatically banned if it turns out that you were killing people for no other reason than some form of prejudice or bias. I think Wargaming will probably have strong thoughts about that. Well, they are doing rather well, because there's only 5 members of the enemy team left, and they've only lost 4 team members, 2 of which were obviously in that incident right at the start of the game. So the enemy haven't been doing much in the way of team killing or killing their team. And they're now down to just 4 tanks left. Mind you, 3 of those are heavies, and there's one of them there, the Lerva, the Lion. Up over there is the Tiger P, and oh, just got a big chunk of him taken out. And although he's firing in this direction, he won't be around for very much longer. Yeah, he's gone. Now, just the Lerva over there, and yep, they've just killed the OI. Only 2 enemies still to go. The Lerva and an IKV-65 Alt 2. Now the IKV hasn't been seen, but I suspect he's probably in the southwest corner somewhere. That's where TD would normally be in this game. Erlenberg is rather predictable, I'm afraid. And that T-71 probably is about to find the IKV. As soon as he's gone over that ridge line. Oh, well, no, he hasn't found him. That's very unusual. Oh, yes, he has now. And he was where we thought he'd be, in the southwest corner. And just now, the Panther, who was pushed about by whatever his name is, has come to life to realise they've won the game. And he really just didn't take part whatsoever. But you can excuse some players for being AFK because there might have been something important like a telephone call or some emergency in real life, which means that you can't play. Or it may be that their computer had a problem or their internet connection and they weren't able to log into the game in time. Well, that IKV's not going to last very long. And he hasn't. Yep, he's gone. So, team killing because somebody has a different sexual preference. Well, I wonder what Wargaming will say about that. EbonyPegasus says, I was team killed at the start of the game. The comment that happened before the numbers even stopped clicking leads me to believe it was because the player who killed me thought I was a cross-dresser, transgender or gay male. I assume he based this assumption on my clan being My Little Pony Storm King Alliance, a brony style clan, and my game name EbonyPegasus. The irony of it all is I'm female. I was born one. Even if this was not the case, it's a sexist and homophobic reason to team kill someone. At first I thought it was because we collided. On the replay notice the collision was his doing, not mine. I am unsure if the Jackson was trying to help me or help him at this point, as a private message with that player led me to some doubt. But the Panther kills the team killer on my behalf and others agree to report with me. Well, actual fact, it was the Jackson who team killed the team killer and got rid of him, not the Panther. The Panther was AFK for the entire battle. I think if you spot that, if you look at the replay, you can actually see that. But the Jackson ended up with, obviously, he did get 1 kill. He damaged 3, killed 1 of the enemy, but ends up with a 0 score because obviously he damaged 1 of his own team as well in the process. This is the team killer, FacuCarbonero14 in the T25-2. And obviously because he drowned, he only did 18 hit points of damage from the ram at the start of the battle, where he tried to ram EbonyPegasus and push her into the water, but failed to do so, and then rammed her by pushing her back into the to drown her. And obviously, so it doesn't actually show as having done any hit point damage other than the rams that he did, and of course gets -1 against his name because he drowned EbonyPegasus. So that's the name that you've got to watch for if you are out there in your Arty and you want to express some displeasure of what he did and then sent him a message afterwards. The only reason you were focused, Sunshine, was because you kill Arty, you team kill Arty, and therefore Arty players are going to watch out for you, and if they see you, they're going to express their appreciation of you by making your life an absolute misery. So that's perfectly legal. If you're on the enemy team, you can be focused upon. So up to you, Arty players out there, give this guy some attention. And Wargaming, I think you ought to maybe give this guy a ban for a little while, because obviously he does tend to kill people on the basis of their sexual orientation, rather than whether or not they've actually done any damage to him. In fact, EbonyPegasus hadn't done any damage to him whatsoever. There was absolutely no reason for him to do what he did. None at all. So EbonyPegasus was denied the opportunity to actually earn any serious credits from that battle. She received 11,933 credits. She got compensation of 6,298, and after repair she took away 14,033 and received base XP of 365. But of course it would have been a lot higher if she'd actually managed to score hits on the enemy. Therefore she ought to be compensated by the perpetrator, by receiving compensation from him from his account in terms of the gold and any XP that he actually currently has. So, Wargaming, up to you.